first time I met Zeke, it was Easter, or was it the beach, or? You don't remember? I met Zeke, and I saw this guy, and I liked him immediately. He's a nice guy. He treated my sister correctly, and I was like, all right, here we go. I like Zeke, and I knew Carson was a great judge of character. She's always been. And so they dated a little while, and they were up in Pittsburgh at that time, so I didn't get to see him a lot. And then I remember it was about last year, Zeke took me bow fishing, which was the best time. Oh my goodness! And so what we did every day, we got up at the crack of dawn, and we drove out to where he grew up, which is about an hour away. And so we just sat there in the car, and we were just talking. This is the longest time Zeke and I were together. And we talked about a great deal of things. Talked about where he was, where he wanted to be. We talked about religion. We talked about politics. We talked about family, and our views were very much similar. And I just knew the character this man had is exactly what I was looking for, and somebody to spend their life with Carson. And from all of our talks we had, I knew. I figured they were going to get married, and after that, I already liked him. But after that trip, I knew, I kind of wanted to marry him. So he was just a great guy, and oh my goodness, we had just a ball. And I've told his family before, we're so thankful that Zeke's in Carson's life, and y'all did such a great job raising him. And teaching him the values that my mother and my father taught me, Carson and that means a great deal to us all. I was talking to my dad. He's like, "What do you think about Zeke?" And I said, "Man, we don't ever have to worry about Carson again. That boy loves Carson, unconditionally. He was put on this planet to love Carson, and that's what he's going to do." And one time they were arguing. And it was the most beautiful thing ever. Carson was going crazy, and Zeke was just standing there. He just took it all in. He said, "Dear, dear, dear, it's okay. That's it. That's it."
That's exactly what he does.
So Zeke, you handle Carson so correctly. You're just there for her, and I can't tell you from an older brother and from my parents, and we love you so much. You're a great human being, and we never really had to worry about Carson at all. But now we really don't. We know she's in good hands, and I love you.
Love you too.
I'm so glad. I lost a brother, but now I'm gaining one, and that means so much to me. It really does. And you're a great guy. And that's Zeke. All right. So now Carson.
Oh God.
So Carson, oh man. So I'm 13 months older than Carson, but really she's like 3 years older than me. Something like that. So growing up, she was. I'm telling y'all, she was like the ideal sister. Like Landon and I never had to worry about her. She didn't have that wild phase. She never did any of that. She had a couple boyfriends, but they were like the most quality guys ever. She never dated the bad boy. She never did anything wrong. She had her priorities straight, and she gets that from my mother. And I can't tell you how much, I appreciate that, Carson, just not having to worry about you at all. And, I'm your older brother, but I learned a lot from you, And I don't know if I've ever told you this story, but I was 19 in college, and this was when Landon was alive, and we were sitting in his living room, and we had a friend from college, and he was over there, and he was stressed out. He was real stressed out. And I think it was me, Landon, and his roommate, Drew. And we were talking to this guy. He said, "Man, my sister is just dating this wrong guy. It's just not working out." He's like, "I'm all stressed out." He's like, "My mom's upset." And yada, 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 this, that, and the other. And he just kept on going. And I just looked at Landon and gave me that look like, just nod and, say we can relate. And so we did, and said, "Man, girls go through that phase. It's just a phase. She's going to be all right, and everything's going to be all right." And then he left, and he looked at me, and he said, "Man, aren't you glad we never had to go through that?" And that might have been right around the time he wrote you that letter. And that was just a wonderful feeling. I'll never forget that day. We were just so happy to have a sister that just knew what she wanted. She wasn't going to compromise. She was going to keep God first. and she was going to move forward, and God was going to bless her for that, and He has. He's definitely blessed you. You've been the best sister, Carson. You're the most quality human being I know. You, Mama, and all my aunts, all my grandmothers, like the women in my family, just an impeccable character. If they say something, you can take that to the bank. You know, they never lie. They'll never cheat. Zeke, she'll never leave you. She's going to be loyal to a fault.
That's good enough.
She might bother you, but she's going to love you, you know, unconditionally. She's going to be there for you, and you can trust her with anything. And you know, she was made for you. I believe that you were made for her. And you know, I'm just so excited, you know, to watch y'all, you know, grow together. You know, Carson, tomorrow it starts the rest of your life. You know, you're always going to be a daughter, you're always going to be a sister, but God put you on this planet to be Zeke's wife. God put you on this planet to complete Zeke and for Zeke to complete you. And y'all are going to grow together, and you're going to have children together. And that's the greatest gift God can give us, you know. Because God's not a man, He's not a woman, He's more. And we can't understand Him completely, but He gives us an idea when we invest so much in someone else. Gives us more perspective. And then when we have kids, you know, we can truly understand what it is to be selfless and love other things more than ourselves. And that's what gives us the best joy. The best way we can serve ourselves is by serving others. And that's what you're going to do. You're going to serve Zeke, and I'm confident Zeke's going to serve you back. So and last thing I'm going to say, I just want to ask y'all to do something. When you're going through tough times or even good times, just look at yourselves, look at each other, pray together. And every time you look in her eyes, Zeke, just thank God that He gave her to you. He gave her to you. You know, and that's a gift. Because he knew what you needed. He knew it was going to make you happy. And it's Carson, and Carson for you too. I know Zeke makes you so happy. I've never seen you more happy in my life. I've seen you a little crazy the last couple of days. You know, God gives us these blessings, and every day for the rest of your life, when you wake up, He's going to be right there, and you can look at Him, and you'll know 100% certain that God loves you, because He gave that man to you. He had him from the beginning of time, and He put him on this earth for you, and He put this woman on the earth for you. So you're a lucky man, I'm telling you. She's a great woman. I love her so much. I love both of you guys. It's a great day.
Ciao.